Even living legends like the Big O, Oscar Robertson, have come to see what all the fuss is about. But of course, many of the planet's best players are already here.
With the first pick in the 2002 NBA Draft, the Houston Rockets select Yao Ming from Shanghai, China.
The 7'5" Chinese star is the talk of the tournament, bound for the NBA as the #1 pick and looking for gold. But Dirk Nowitzki has a hungry German team in the hunt. And the greatest threat to U.S. dominance lies with the Yugoslavian team, led by Vlade and Peja. Yes, the world's best are also many of the NBA's best, like Spain's Pau Gasol, the Rookie of the Year from Memphis. The United States remains the favorite, and although the rest of the world continues to catch up, their roster of NBA stars is determined to run the table and win the gold medal. It's Team USA battling Germany in the Worlds. Coming up next. ESPN2 presents the 2002 World Basketball Championships. And tonight, Team USA, the gold medal favorite, takes on Team Germany in the first true challenge to the United States in the tournament. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. I'm Dave O'Brien, along with my partner, Sean Elliott. Delighted that you're joining us. Indiana has long been known as the center of the basketball universe. No one's going to argue that point for the next 10 days and nights, because the 16 best teams in the world have gathered here to try and knock off the United States, the perennial favorite. Sean Elliott joining us as part of the NBA family. Great to have you, Sean. And let's talk about that for a minute. The Olympic Games for most Americans are seen as the ultimate. For the rest of the world, though, it's the World Basketball Championships where we are tonight. The United States finds that gap closing a little bit, doesn't it?
Yes, they do, but it's not as profound as what people perceive it to be. Right now, the United States does not have its best players on this team, whereas the international players are the cream of the crop of their country. Right now with this U.S. team, you're going to see some of the best young players in this league, and this team right here is no slouch. This is a good American squad.
Well, there's no Shaquille O'Neal. Kobe's not here. Ray Allen is not here. But maybe the best player in the tournament is not wearing a USA jersey, huh?
Yeah, for the first time since the United States employed the professionals to do their dirty work, they do not have the best player in this tournament. That distinction belongs to Germany's Dirk Nowitzki. This guy's unbelievable. Nearly 7 feet tall, he can go inside, outside. If you're too small, you're guarding him, he goes right over the top of you. Not enough size there. This time, running down the floor, stopping at the three-point line. You tell me how many big men want to come out there. I'll tell you none. And he can run the floor as well as any big man in this league. He's a headache for anybody.
30 last night, and that was against Yao Ming and China, so he just exploded. So did a couple of USA players, Elton Brand and the Celtics star Paul Pierce. He poured in 22 in the big win, a 50-point win over Algeria.
Yeah, two of the best young forwards in this league, in Elton Brand and Paul Pierce. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better combination inside, outside. Paul Pierce, so much size and strength, has the ability to get the ball to the basket and shoot the three. Elton Brand, he's a budget Charles Barkley. He can go inside, out as well. Great scoring touch, and he can pass the basketball. These two are a deadly combination.
Expected to come up big tonight in a game against Germany, and they're going to have to. Germany is anticipated to be the championship. Is brought to you by Reebok, the official outfitter of USA Basketball. On-court and fan apparel available at select Foot Locker locations. And by Gatorade. It's in the World Championships of Basketball. Is it in you? And welcome back to the RCA Dome here in Indianapolis, Indiana, for the World Basketball Championships. The heavily favored Team USA up against Team Germany. Sean Elliott and Dave O'Brien, and thanks so much for being with us. And that is the German head coach, Henrik Detman. And in fact, Rolando Blackman, many of you remember that name from a terrific 13-year NBA career, is one of his assistants. Here's Germany's starting five. We talked about Dirk. Nowitzki is the star and probably has to score upwards of 30-35 points if they're going to upset the United States tonight. Mithat Demirel is the point guard at 5'10", and the 6'9" Eric Babu is pretty tough as well. Nowitzki, of course, the 7-footer out of the Dallas Mavericks organization. The only NBA player on the German roster. One of the top players in the tournament, of course. And trying to upset the United States, coached by George Karl. He is the Milwaukee Bucks head coach. Also coached 2 years in Europe for Spain for the Madrid team. And here's a look at his starting five this evening. Ben Wallace, Jermaine O'Neal, Michael Finley, Paul Pierce, the Celtic star,
And Michael Finley again.
And Michael Finley again. It's actually not Michael Finley again. It's Baron Davis of the New Orleans Hornets, who wears number 5. And the United States decked out in the red, white, and blue. They've got Ben Wallace down low, the 6'9", 240-pounder from the Detroit Pistons, the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year.
Just a definition of a man.
You know, what an incredible season he had, leading the league in blocks and rebounds.
And we're talking about ferocious blocks and rebounds.
He'll jump it up against the 7-footer Femerling, and we are underway in Indianapolis. Germany defeated China last night in their first win of the tournament. First game, 88-76. Well, the United States was destroying Algeria. And on the run, here comes Baron Davis to lay it up and in. And the U.S. off the steal with a 2-0 lead. You saw Reggie Miller there nursing a sprained right ankle. Will not play tonight, probably not until Monday. Okulaja went to the glass and missed it. And here comes Finley running the offense. Michael Finley from the Dallas Mavericks. And a jump shot canned by Pierce. Paul Pierce lets fly a 3. The NBA's leading scorer. And it's 5-0 United States.
That's just amazing confidence when a guy can trail the break like that and pull up 3 or 4 feet behind the three-point line.
Femerling low. Gets it off to Pesic. And a foul underneath. That'll go against Germany. And actually, it's going to go against Jermaine O'Neal on a push underneath. The Indiana Pacer star was warmly received as he stepped onto the court tonight.
Paul Pierce at 6 feet 8 inches. Guy can run the floor, go inside out. And he showed everybody during the playoffs how deadly his three-point shooting can be.
Femerling trying to spin in, and he's walking with a traveling violation, so Germany turns it over to the United States. A 110-60 winner over Algeria in a much anticipated rout.
Femerling's not going to get that move down there against Jermaine O'Neal. His footwork has to be much better, and he just doesn't have the athletic ability to beat anybody on this U.S. team on the inside.
Baron Davis gives it off, and a shot out of the corner. No good by O'Neal. The United States keeps it alive. Germany is yet to score. Wallace with the spin. Femerling keeps it alive, and outlets to Demereux.
USA needs a better shot.
Dirk gets his first shot of the ball game, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Dirk Nowitzki doing a great job of getting out and running the break, but on the other end, you have Ben Wallace with the offensive move, and I don't think that's where the United States wants to get their offense from. Ben Wallace is a guy who's going to rebound and defend, and he's going to beat people up for you. He's not a guy who's going to score a lot of points.
Paul Pierce with a foul. And Dirk to the line. Scored 30 points in a win over China. And really ate up Yao Ming several times down low. In fact, blocking a couple of Yao Ming shots right off the glass, which is permissible in International League play. So Germany on the board, 5-2 the United States.
That's not a good sign when you get Nowitzki to the free throw line early. The last thing you want to do with a scorer is let him get warmed up from the free throw line.
Baron Davis working around Demereux, and he's fouled by the German guard, Mihat Demereux, who plays his club ball for Berlin in Germany. And he picks up his first.
You know, there are so many mismatches for the USA. I'm surprised these guys aren't fighting for the ball. Every single guy out there outside of Ben Wallace can take their man at will.
Ben O'Neal, the pacer, backs it in. Pretty off the glass. 7-2 Team USA.
That's just like a drill to Jermaine O'Neal. Femerling doesn't have the athletic ability to challenge O'Neal in the post.
Dirk gets picked. Pierce ahead to Finley. Back to O'Neal. And he slams it down.
That's a beautiful fast break by the USA. Finley doing a great job of giving the ball up at the right time. Jermaine O'Neal with the smash.
So the USA out in front is Dirk on the fadeaway. One of his patented shots came up short.
Good
with
defense.
a hand in the face. Yes, indeed. Davis with a beautiful around the back pass, but it's out of bounds. 7:32 to play here in the first quarter. And we have a timeout with the USA up 7 and Germany trying to keep it close as they can early on.
Well, Germany better wake up here. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves in a meat grinder. Great pass by Finley. Jermaine O'Neal with the monster dunk. And the USA jumping out to a 7-point lead early.
Blackman there is one of the assistant coaches for the German team, Sean Elliott.
Had one of the quickest releases I've ever seen. And you chase that guy around picks all night, and you needed definitely needed a hot bath and some ice packs.
Four-time NBA All-Star. Most of his career spent with Dallas, of course. U.S. ball. Pierce trying to get free at the head of the key. He can fire that three, and he backed it in. And it brings a little grin.
Yeah, he's laughing about that one. I guarantee you he didn't call glass.
The 6'6", 230-pound star of the Celtics. So the USA up by 10. Dirk is yet to get started. Wriggles in, took the foul, and he'll go to the line.
And you see a 7-footer putting the ball on the floor and spinning back to the middle and laying that ball up over some athletic ball players. Here's Nowitzki. One-on-one on the top, 2 dribbles to the left. Nice spin move, great footwork. There's the foul over both Wallace and O'Neal. That's a big-time move.
Ben Wallace with the foul. 7:11 to go here in the quarter. And an international play. There are 4 10-minute quarters instead of 12-minute quarters as we have the NBA. Among many rules differences, international and NBA play, and we'll get to those tonight. Some of them subtle, some of them not so subtle.
Right. I think I need to be reminded myself.
O'Neal on Femerling. Couldn't get it to go. Wallace with the rebound. Kicks it out. Finley drops it in, a three-pointer, and the USA is hot from beyond that three-point arc early.
And you really have to give credit to Ben Wallace. That time he gets an offensive rebound. He's close to the basket. Instead of taking it up, he gets the ball to a better shooter.
The U.S. has hit all three-point chances. Shot clock is down to 9, and that's a traveling violation. So Demerel turns it over. 4 already for Germany. They've turned it over 4 times.
It's just a tough move there. Trying to split both Baron Davis and Ben Wallace. Tough gamble.
Germany expected to be one of the more difficult opponents for Team USA. Pierce draws the foul from Garris.
Now Pierce can have his way with Garris all night. He's so much bigger and stronger than Garris. Right now he's established his outside game. If the U.S. ever puts him in the block, he'll just eat Garris up.
Well, that would be a problem for Germany because Stefano Garris is the best defender that Germany has. They traditionally put him on the top scorer, and he's on Pierce tonight.
Yeah, he's never seen anybody like Paul Pierce, though.
A whistle, 6:13 to play here in the first quarter. And folks, Saturday night ESPN kicks off College Football Saturday with a border war. Quarterback David Green and the Georgia Bulldogs host the Clemson Tigers in a battle of schools less than 2 hours apart. College Football Saturday presented by the U.S. Postal Service on ESPN. And back in Indianapolis, the United States has opened up a 10-point lead with the basketball.
Talking to Sean Marion last night, he said that they were concerned because they were letting people hang around. They want to come out and jump on people early.
Antonio Davis draws the foul. The Toronto Raptor had a solid year with the Raptors. And the USA partying on the bench early on. A lot of smiles here, although a very intense group coming out in the first quarter, as if they knew exactly how good Germany could be. They got a chance to see Dirk light up China and Yao Ming for 30 last night in their win. Davis with the dribble drive. Off to O'Neal for the short jumper. And the United States is very hot in the opening minutes.
And that wasn't even a good rhythm shot for him that time. You saw him stutter his feet. He still gets that shot to go. Jermaine O'Neal's playing good basketball right now.
Elijah out of the paint. Ikebatse off to Dirk. And he's short. And they need him to be going strong early, and it's not happening for Team Germany.
Yeah, you see him miss easy shots like that. You know it's going to be a tough night for Dirk Nowitzki. He doesn't miss very many open shots.
Nowitzki, a guy who was willing to pay his own insurance fees to buy his own insurance policy in order to leave the Mavericks and play in this international tournament. That's how badly he wanted to play for Germany. Paul Pierce coming out.
I tell you what, Dirk Nowitzki could be the best big man shooter I've ever seen. Tim Duncan shoots the ball extremely well, but when you talk about a guy who can go outside the arc and shoot that ball with range, and especially in this international competition where the three-point line is sucked in. This guy shoots three-pointers by default, just running down the floor.
Nowitzki 1 for 3 in tonight's game. Sean Marion checks in, number 11 for the United States. Paul Pierce out with his second personal foul. Tremeling the 7-footer, giving off to Pesic. Good three-point range, but he doesn't take it. Tremeling across the lane. Ikekbatse off the glass and in. So he gets the circus shot to go.
Yeah, that was a prayer.
And he is the naturalized citizen. And every team in this tournament can use one naturalized citizen. Three-point shot by Finley, tipped out of bounds by Wallace. It'll be Germany's ball. Ikekbatse, actually born in Nigeria, now lives in Germany and considered the top prospect in the country after this guy, who is of course not a prospect, he is a star. Dirk drops in 2.
One thing about international competition, when the ball goes out, there's no lollygagging. You can't walk back. That time, Dirk Nowitzki beats the USA down the floor and gets a wide-open look on the baseline.
Around the back, Davis hands off for O'Neal. Wide open in the middle of the paint. 19-9 the United States.
And those kind of dunks will make the Germans' legs weak.
O'Neal with 7. And the foul going to go against Davis. As Ikekbatse took a spill. And look at that O'Neal dunk as he rattled the rim.
Oh, this is the last thing you want to see if you're on the German team. Great penetration by Baron Davis. Then he clears out 2 guys, and there's O'Neal with the finish. And believe me, that will intimidate.
So Misan Ikekbatse at the foul line. A 9-point game as Germany tries to creep back in here in the early going. He made the pair. So Davis to walk it up. The 23-year-old became an NBA All-Star for the first time this season. Tried to go underneath. Wallace had a chance at it, missed it. And so Germany on the attack. Tremeling the 7-footer, one of 3 7-footers on the German roster. And they beefed up the size principally to try and compete against the United States and Yugoslavia in this tournament. Dirk got hit. He'll go to the line. Wallace put a body on him, stops the clock at 4:10 to play in the quarter.
Oh, you talk about international play. All international teams hang their hat on penetration and pitch. If the United States cannot control the penetration, then they're going to have trouble all night long. That time, the penetration sets up Nowitzki going to the basket. Those are mistakes you cannot afford right now. And here it is. Here's the penetration, a little gamble on the perimeter, and that frees Nowitzki up, and he's going to go to the line for 2. You have to stop the penetration when you're talking about international basketball. That's what every team here hangs their hat on.
Nowitzki, a terrific free throw shooter, better than 84%. He was 8th in the NBA in scoring last season, 23 points a game, and just under 10 rebounds per contest. And the Dallas Mavericks star makes 2. So Germany on a run here, 9 points for Dirk. Now it's a 6-point game, the closest it has been in a while. Coming up on the 4-minute mark of the first quarter.
Germany's done a great job of reestablishing themselves in this ballgame.
Antonio Davis with a lean away right there on the baseline.
Talking about a guy who's improved his game, AD's one of them.
Germany looking to run, and it does fall in. That's a 3-point bucket by Okulaja.
And you talk about the rules here in international play. You can knock that ball out of the cylinder if it's sitting up there bouncing on the rim, but the USA players leave it alone. They leave it alone by instinct.
Another big rule, 5 fouls and you're gone, and not 6. There are 2 referees working the contest instead of the 3 you'll see in an NBA game. And so George Karl has made the point that you're not going to get the star calls, and maybe you can get away with a little bit more. Here's some of the other differences. The three-point line, as you can see, is markedly closer, 20 feet 6 inches as opposed to 23.9. You get the trapezoid lane, a wider lane.
Well, you have that trapezoid lane, but the biggest, or I should say the most glaring rule change to me was the goaltending. When I played internationally, the ball would hang up there, and the big guys from different countries would just knock it away.
Does it make you a little gun shy?
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah. Can't touch the ball. Of course, you can knock it off the backboard as well on a block. Dirk working on O'Neal. In the paint, spinning. To a lot of attention and a foul. And he's starting to go to the line. 3:18 to go in the first quarter.
That's what makes Nowitzki so dangerous. At 7 feet tall, he can go out to the top of the key, and there's not a big man in this league that likes to go out there and play defense. All that area in the blue, that's the big man's land, but outside of that, big men get antsy. They don't know what to do out there. Dirk Nowitzki playing around a little bit with Jermaine O'Neal on the perimeter, and he's able to work. Nowitzki's comfortable outside the three-point line. That's what separates him from a lot of big men in this league.
He's into double figures and perfect at the foul line until now. Marion with the rebound. Sean Marion comes out of there with it. 22-16. It's tightened up. Germany's making a ball game. Sean Marion at the head of the key. Antonio Davis off to O'Neal. Wants to work on Dirk and draws the foul. So Jermaine O'Neal, the Indiana Pacer, at 6'11", 230, working his way in and drawing contact.
Establishing himself early. Jermaine O'Neal running the floor, picking up loose balls. Here he is shooting over Timberling early off the glass. Running the floor, a recipient of a great pass by Michael Finley. And here he is, not even a rhythm shot, still gets it to fall. This time Baron Davis setting him over, beautiful penetration and the monster finish.
2 of his 9 points, made the first free throw. He's chipped in with a rebound. He had 15 points in the victory over Germany, the exhibition victory in Portland on Sunday. So Germany will have the basketball. That brought George Karl off the bench. Elton Brand will check in. The 7-footer Femerling comes out. And they bring on Stefano Garis.
You have a small team right now for the USA on the floor. Look for Nowitzki to at least try to get the ball down low. If he tries to take Sean Marion on the perimeter, that's advantage Marion.
Some pressure here by the United States team in the backcourt. And you've got 8 seconds to bring it across instead of 10 in international league play. Pešić, whose dad is the coach of the Yugoslavian team, expected to give the United States its most serious run for the gold medal, drives through and it's blocked away. And you can block it right off that glass. The U.S. to run. Dirk triggers to Pešić. Shot clocks are the same as an NBA play, 24 seconds.
These guys are just anxious on the break. That time Marion was moved a little too quick, needs to take his time on the break.
Dirk with contact, no call. Davis down with a board.
You see all these guys in blue want to get out and run.
Davis certainly does, tries to bank it in. Here comes Germany. Pešić out in front of the floor, off to Dirk. And right now, Germany playing a crisper brand of basketball than Team USA.
Yeah, they settled down a little bit. Early on, they were intimidated. The USA went at them early on, but now you see the United States walking the ball up the floor, and they haven't made anything else happen with their defense as well. Early on, they got some steals. They got some easy ones. Now they're struggling to find baskets.
Let's go back to that previous trip. Dirk really working it low.
Well, he's got to work hard. He's the main ingredient on this team. He has Marion there in the block. Finally gets it. And this is a good move here. And this is bread and butter. He's able to hit that on a consistent basis. Just a little off there, but Dirk Nowitzki, you can see the matchup problems. O'Neal's on him, he goes outside. Marion's on him, he goes down in the block.
He has 12 of Germany's 18 points. That's expected if they're going to compete. Finley, the Dallas Maverick three-point bombardier, knocks in the free throws. difficult was it in the international play? You can't call timeout as a player on the floor. It's up to the coach to do that.
Right.
Is that tough to remember?
Everything's tough to remember. Believe me.
Yeah. 25-18, USA. Okulaja knocks it down. That's a two-pointer. Really showing some range here as the quarter heats up.
Turning into a competitive game.
Davis thought about it. John Marion was handled for a moment by Antonio Davis, but he gets it back. Wanted that shot. Ikagbatsa tried to save it. Down for it, Arigbabu, but they lose it. And it'll be U.S. ball. Tuesday night at 9 Eastern. The 2002 FIBA World Basketball Championships for men continues. The USA continuing on. The second round game will feature ESPN's new lead NBA play-by-play caller Brad Nessler and network newcomer Tom Tolbert. Congratulations, man. Looking forward to it. And a great NBA season upcoming here on the new home of the NBA, ESPN and ESPN2.
Turnabout is fair play. Elton Brand going down low now. You talk about Dirk Nowitzki being a matchup headache for anybody on the USA team. What about Elton Brand? He's a little undersized at the 4 position.
6'8", 275.
Yeah, that's being a little generous at 6'8". But but in fairness to Elton Brand, he has the arms of a guy who's 6'10". So like you always say, you don't get a rebound or you don't block shots with your head. You do it with your arms. So even though the guy is a little small, he has those long arms and big hands, and that compensates.
And a foul as Okulaja was about to drive to the basket. Just a minute, 4 seconds to play in the first quarter. 26-20. Team USA in a game with Germany. And I'm sure that George Karl and his coaching staff is not shocked by this development. But they had such an easy time romping over Algeria by 50 points in last night's win. In that game, Elton Brand was a perfect 8 for 8 from the floor. No one touched him. Elijah missing the foul shot. He has 4 points tonight.
Well, they knew coming in here that this is going to be a much tougher matchup than what they had last night, particularly with the one man on the floor that's capable of putting up 30, 40 points on you.
Ademola Okulaja, who plays his club ball with Barcelona, nailing the foul shot. We're inside a minute. Davis, that's a three-pointer. Nothing but net.
I like that three, but I'd like to see Baron Davis open the floor up a little bit more with some penetration. I don't think the guards from Germany can stay with him.
Baron Davis leading Charlotte to 44 wins this past season, and now he'll be in New Orleans putting on a show. And he picks him. Throw it away as it's stolen back by Arigbabu.
You see that athletic ability by Baron Davis. You cannot be careless with the basketball around these USA guards. Both Andre Miller and Baron Davis, some of the best point guards in this league.
Arigbabu with a two-pointer short. And 10 seconds left in the quarter. Andre Miller to drive, the leading assist man in the NBA this past season. Drives on Dirk. Lost it for a moment. The three-pointer no good by Sean Marion as the buzzer sounds to conclude the first quarter. It's the United States and Germany. As expected, a competitive game. 29-21 the United States. And we'll return to Indianapolis with more of the second quarter coming up.
Night, you said you might go Monday. Is that still the plan?
Well, I hope so. I've been getting around-the-clock treatment, and the trainers have been fantastic. You know, if I actually had to play a playoff game, I'm sure I could go, but I'm going to rest it until Monday. You know, Sunday's off for us, and then see where we can go.
Now, your coach is wearing regular pants tonight. Last night he had the salmon pants on. I know you had something to say about that, right?
I don't know where he got them from, but I'm glad he went to all black to blend in a little bit. The crowd was getting on him, but he's learned to adjust.
All right, Reggie. Good luck to you. We'll see you on Monday. Let's go back to Dave and Sean.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Yes, we're delighted to know that those found an early grave, those salmon-colored pants. But the commissioner, always well-dressed, and taking in the United States and Germany. NBA Commissioner David Stern. I love Reggie Miller's comment when he was chosen for the United States team. He said, well, with all the zones you got to bust in international play, you might as well have the best shooter on the planet. understated about his immense talent as ever, but we'd love to have seen him tonight. Down the lane, a floater, no good by Marion. The United States keeping it alive. Brand comes out of the pack. Now right back on Eric Babu. On the baseline, and Marion lost it. But out of bounds off of Germany. We flash back to 1994. Talking about Reggie Miller in the World Championship. This was Dream Team 2.
And Reggie just dangerous from the outside. It's a shame that he's not playing tonight because he's really the only pure shooter on this USA team. You talk about guys like Paul Pierce, Michael Finley. These guys are scorers. Reggie Miller, not only is he a scorer, but he's a pure shooter. There's a difference.
He averaged 17 points a game. Only Shaq's was better at 18 points a game. The U.S. with a turnover. Germany down by 8. Just beginning the second quarter. The U.S. has turned it over 3 times. Elijah working on Brand and drops it in.
That's a nice move there. A little pull-up jumper over Elton Brand. He's not used to seeing that.
The U.S. opened up an early lead into double figures. But Germany has come back with some fine shooting from the perimeter. Baron Davis lines up the 3, and he's too strong with it over the backboard and tapped out of bounds.
That's a tough shot for Baron Davis. Whenever you have somebody 7 foot tall on you and you're a point guard, with his quickness, his athletic ability, you want to blow past those guys. You don't want to bail them out by shooting a 3.
Germany keeping up at 50% from the field. They shot only 35% in a 91-73 loss to the United States in the exhibition last Sunday.
You see Paul Pierce go left on the baseline. That's his signature move. I saw Paul Pierce go left about 5 or 6 times in the 4th quarter in that game against New Jersey. And I was wondering when somebody was going to make him go right.
Nobody ever did. The greatest 4th quarter comeback in NBA history.
And he was unbelievable.
Pierce. Underneath, it's free. Off Davis to Marion, and he dunks it in. A little offense by accident for Team USA.
Yeah, Shawn Marion has springs in his legs. That guy can run like a deer, and if he gets the ball anywhere near the basket, he can finish.
Dirk muscles in and got the roll. A 2-point shot.
Yeah, you can't allow Dirk Nowitzki to get 2 or 3 dribbles in the middle of the paint. Somebody needs to come over and help Shawn Marion. That's a mismatch in the paint.
He has 14, a step back by Pierce. Short. Rebound to Germany and a reach-in foul by Antonio Davis of the Toronto Raptors, who has a lot of international play. Picks up his first foul. Antonio has played a couple of years over in Europe, 2 years in Greece and 1 in Italy.
Here you see Dirk Nowitzki. He's at 1-2-3. Now his step-through move. Where's the help defense? That's something that I'm sure Coach Carl and his coaching staff are going to address once they look at the film.
Neshich with it. His first pass almost all the time is to Dirk. There's the fadeaway, and he got it.
That's unstoppable.
A 7-footer with that touch.
Yeah, I tasted a few of those jumpers in my day, believe me.
Yeah. 16 points for Nowitzki. There's the slam on the alley-oop. Shawn Marion stuffs it.
Just raw athletic ability. Guy's on a pogo stick or something.
He has 7.
That was just effortless the way he went up and grabbed the ball.
Nowitzki backing in, using his size. Caught out of the air, and the U.S. wants to run. Ball Pierce to Marion. The United States fast breaking, beautiful.
But, you know, Shawn Marion, if he wasn't a basketball player, this guy could have been a world-class sprinter.
9 points. He scored the last 6. Dirk draws the foul, and he'll go to the stripe. 7:15 to go before halftime. Here's the alley-oop, and this was a work of art.
It's great eye contact by Andre Miller. He sees Marion moving along the baseline. Great pass. And here's Shawn Marion again, just outrunning the field and laying the ball up. Didn't quite have his footing otherwise. That's a highlight dunk. But you can see his athletic ability. First catching the ball along the baseline for that alley-oop dunk, and then just outrunning everybody on the floor.
Marion has scored the last 6 for Team USA. And Dirk with 17 to lead Germany. He has been a one-man show. And in order order for them to compete with the United States tonight, that has to happen for 4 quarters.
Yeah, but he's capable of doing it for 4 quarters. You just look at his performance in the playoffs.
Marion's been hot as he holds the ball. Brand backs in. Finds a man at the top of the key, and it's dropped in by Davis. Antonio Davis for 2.
And Antonio Davis is a guy who's really worked on that shot. I remember watching him his first couple of years in the league, where he's mainly a guy who waited around the basket, was there to clean up messes and dunks, and was a bruiser. Now he can go outside. Now he can put the ball on the floor.
USA in front by 8. In and out. Rebound comes out to Dirk. He'll shoot it immediately and missed everything. Miller to run up the head of the floor for Davis. And there's just no way they can compete with the United States on the open floor.
It's too easy. Once the United States gets that ball out, a nice outlet pass, they have the athletes to outrun the German team.
So Henrik Detman, the Germany head coach, immediately calls for a timeout. 39-29, USA back up by 10, and the United States on the run, fast breaking once again to a double-digit lead against Team Germany in Indianapolis. Here are the next 3 games for the United States. Tomorrow at 9, taking on Yao Ming and China on TNT. On Monday as well, a team to be determined on TNT, and then Tuesday on ESPN2, right back here in Indianapolis. And the World Championships of basketball. The United States 1-0. Germany is 1-0. And the U.S. has grabbed a 10-point lead. Germany with the basketball. And Germany's scoring has been done by 3 of their starters. Okulaja with a nice move on the baseline to draw the foul. He is one of the 3 German stars who have scored. No one else has.
Well, that time, it looked like the United States went to a little matchup zone. Okulaja got free along the baseline. Here it is. He gets free along the baseline. Antonio Davis just a little late picking him up. Tremendous drive to the basket. Nice finish.
Okulaja misses the foul shot, but gets the tip back, and they have a new shot clock. We set at 24 seconds, identical to the NBA. Okulaja likes to work that baseline. He has NBA aspirations. He's considered one of the top stars in Germany. Ekubate misses from long range. And it's over the line and out of bounds. But Ademola Okulaja, who plays for Barcelona, and after Dirk, he is considered Germany's next best weapon. But only one NBA star, only one NBA player for Germany, and that's him, and right now on the bench.
Well, he happens to be a big star. And I had a ballot this year for first, second, third team All-NBA. I put Dirk on my first team as my forward with Tim Duncan. That's how highly I thought of him. This guy can play.
Yeah, he made the All-NBA second team. Down the lane, Andre Miller misses. Pesic going one-on-one against Pierce. Off the Ekubate to lay it in. Germany showing they can run the floor a bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Nice break by the German team. Whenever you have penetration by the USA, if your point guard's penetrating, you know that your off guard, your small forward, have to get back and cover the rim.
So Finley about to check in for Team USA. Andre Miller off to Pierce, left open for 3, and nothing but net.
He's got a beautiful stroke. And the thing that impresses me about Paul Pierce as well is he can come down in transition, catch that ball, put it up, or he can put it on the floor 2 or 3 times to shoot a 3.
He has 9. Wholesale substitutions coming up with George Karl. Femmerling backs in. He was wide open, didn't realize how open he was.
He didn't realize it. He looked a little scared that time.
He did. Miller to Pierce. Had a chance for another 3, but just for a moment. Could not catch it clean. Now backs out. And it's in and out. Paul Pierce, the first Celtic since Larry Bird in 87-88 to score 2,000 points in a season. That was number 5, Okulaja, the 6'7" forward, as Germany hangs in.
You see Okulaja doing a great job of taking advantage of transition. Gets a wide open look. But Paul Pierce, I'd like to see him take that ball to basket when he has a 7-footer on him.
Pierce did a great job finding Brand underneath wide open. He draws the foul. 4:07 to go in the quarter.
When you talk about, we talked about it early on about the gap closing with these guys. Here's Pierce doing a great job of penetrating A little nifty pass, and Brand is a recipient. He gets to go to the free throw line. Pierce splitting. This is a guy who's 6'8", handling the ball and splitting two smaller players. When you're talking about the gap closing in this game, you also have to take into consideration that these teams, these international teams, have been together for a long time. They have a designated coach that runs their team year-round. These guys have been on the road 2 months or so getting ready for these games, whereas the American team gets 2 weeks of practice. I don't care what you say, that's not enough time to really get your game legs and get the kind of conditioning that you need.
As good as they are, just 13 days worth of practices leading into the game, and then you play 9 games in 11 days.
That's not enough. I mean, these guys are not nearly as sharp as they can be.
Work back into it, they go down low to Femmerling, and he knocks it home. So Germany just won't fade. 43-37, the United States. Baron Davis back in as the point guard. Jump shot knocked down by Andre Miller, who just led the NBA in assists and got a trade out of that to the Clippers from the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I love Andre Miller. Two positions you never, ever trade in this league. You never trade a point guard or a center if they're of high quality. You keep those guys as long as you can. If you have a point guard or a center that's good, you're halfway there.
I know you didn't like that trade.
I just think Andre Miller makes everybody around him better.
There's fadeaway. The German team, Hockenmed, they wanted a foul. Family keeps it alive and muscles it in. But Germany wanted a foul on Nowitzki. He drew contact on his fadeaway, but there was no whistle.
Well, you know, so many people are concentrated on Nowitzki that Femmerling is able to get inside the lane and snag that offensive rebound and put it back. Dirk is fading away. He has a defender on him, and he has somebody getting ready to help. This guy creates a lot of problems.
Number 9 for Germany, who is guarding Davis, is Henrik Rödl. Traveling violations. Finley turns it over for the United States. You may remember Rödl from his days at the University of North Carolina, wearing number 9 for Germany. He was also on the 1993 NCAA championship squad for Dean Smith. He's the elder statesman in German basketball, really in the winter of his career. He's 33 years old. Still a fine shooter and defender. Pešić looking for room. Looking for Dirk. Fades. He got fouled and he hit it. Not to be denied. Dirk Nowitzki, who just killed Minnesota in the first round of the playoffs, averaging 26 points and 12 rebounds in the sweep. He has 20 already.
This guy single-handedly can carry the German team to victory. There he is, using that size advantage. Nothing Andre Miller can do against him but foul. You're talking about a 7-footer against a guy who's about 6'3" or so. He goes right over the top, and that is nothing but net. That shot was pure.
45-42, 21 points for Nowitzki. He is 9 for 10 from the line, and that's a big key. He's been going to the foul line a lot here in the second quarter.
And it becomes dangerous when you're in a tight game and you have a player like Nowitzki on the court. A guy can create anything.
Miller pulls up and drains it. Andre Miller. 47-42, coming up on 2.5 minutes to play in the half. Femmerling draws the foul, but before that, he traveled with it. A turnover for Germany. And Femmerling very upset. He thought he was fouled first. Let's go to David Aldrich at courtside. David?
You know, well, the German coaches wanted Femmerling to be very aggressive tonight, even if he missed his first few shots, because they really believe he can score inside against the Americans. And they want him, if he's not double-teamed, to go right at the basket, be very aggressive tonight.
And David, the United States in a game, a 5-point lead. And the U.S. with the basketball. O'Neal against Femmerling. Double team by Rödl. Shot clock is down to 3. Finley can't get it. Rödl picks off the rebound. Comes Team Germany. Nowitzki certainly wants it. Less than 2 minutes to play in the half. His fadeaway is in and out. Rebound by Davis.
Now, to play Nowitzki one-on-one makes me nervous.
Finley for 3. Yes. Oh, that three-point line has looked so inviting. Oscar Robertson would have knocked it down all day.
Yes, he would have. I think you have Michael Finley with the wherewithal to trail that break, not run all the way in the lane, and sets himself up for a nice, easy three.
U.S. back in front by 8. Really trying to free up Dirk. Tremblay won't shoot it out there. That jump shot is good. And a foul on the play. Knocked home by number 6, Jörg Lübke, his first shot of the first half, and it's also the first German 3 in this ball game.
Well, that's set up by Dirk again. He's in the block. Andre Miller trying to front him. The ball swings across, and you have a wide open look at the basket.
1:19 to play. Germany's cut it to 5.
All because of this man here, Dirk Nowitzki. Getting himself in the lane, taking the other big man off the dribble, running the floor, the recipient of an easy pass, working against Sean Marion here in the block. Just too big for any 3-man at this tournament or anywhere in the world for that matter. And here he is working hard, and he gets the foul call. He's working down low against Andre Miller. The 3 and the free throw. Dirk Nowitzki is a modern-day Larry Bird. I saw him play plenty of times this year. I was really impressed. This guy here is underrated as a ball player. You said earlier that he's second-team All-NBA. That was a mistake. He should be on the first team. No one in this league really has this combination of size, shooting ability, and can run the floor.
Coach Carr looking for an answer on him. 21 points for Dirk. U.S. up by 5, a minute 19 to go in the first half. And he's back on the line, where he spent considerable time. The United States had a 17-5 lead early, but it's been a different game since then. Dirk at the line, 9 out of 11. Discovered in your neck of the woods in San Antonio in 1998 at the Nike Hoop Summit. He was an unknown kid from Germany. And then he went out and poured in 33 points and grabbed 15 rebounds. All of a sudden, everyone was talking about it.
And everybody wanted to commit Don Nelson after he talked about how great this guy was going to be in his first couple years. But who's laughing now?
Yeah, commit him to the loony bin, you mean?
Right.
Out of the corner, Finley. That was partially blocked. Nowitzki comes out of there with it. Look at him handle the ball at 7 feet. And they go down in the pile. And that foul is going to go against Dirk in the tangle. He and Brand went down hard together.
Well, unfortunately, when you're 7 feet tall, your brakes don't work quite as well. Here he is, a little out of control. Andre Miller doing a great job of sacrificing his body for the team. Picks up the charge. Heads up play by Andre.
Less than a minute and a half. A 4-point contest. Aaron Davis, part of the Hornets team that could be very, very good this coming season, slips and falls, and he's traveling. But he's had a couple of problems in that same spot in the lane, even last night in the big win against Algeria. That was a slippery spot.
You need a little bit of that stickum on the bottom of your shoes.
Is that legal? Maybe an international play.
Throw down in high school. You used to throw a little bit of Coke on the floor. You get that that sugar on your rubber, and your feet stick to the floor. Good trick.
Wow, and it's cheap. That should drills it. A 3-pointer and a foul. Germany just keeps coming back. Relentless. 50-49.
And you're in for a hair raiser if the rest of the team gets going. Along with
a 7-0 run here.
Along with Nowitzki, now you have the rest of the German team coming through. Coming off a little screen, Pesic buries the 3, goes to the line for a 4-point play.
Well, he is the son of a coach, and I think you can tell by the way he plays. He's Germany's offensive spark. As far as the guards go, very vocal, lots of energy.
Yeah, if you're the son of a coach and you can't play, something's wrong.
Svetislav Pesic is the head coach of the Yugoslavian team, expected to give the United States a run for that gold. But right now, Germany is giving the United States all it can handle. 1-point game. Elton Brand in contact, throws it up and in. That's muscle.
Well, Elton Brand has that ability to face up and shoot the 15, 18-footer. He can also put the ball on the floor, get himself in the lane for nice short jumpers.
Pesic looking for a pick off Dirk. Takes Davis to the baseline. And a foul Grudel got drilled. 52-49 USA in the first half, about to conclude here. And a very entertaining first half. Grudel automatic from the line. Henrik Grudel has been a member of Germany's national team for 15 years.
And you can bet that this German team is going to go in the locker room on a serious high.
Look at this, 52-51, and that's how the first half ends. The United States up by 1 point. The USA heavily favored for the gold, but we mentioned in our open the gap is closing on the United States around the globe, and here inside the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana, it's a little too close. 52-51. Dirk pouring in 22 points, and he put on a show. The Dallas Mavericks star, the only NBA player on the German roster. He single-handedly kept Germany in the ball game. So we are at halftime. Sean Elliott and Dave O'Brien. And let's go down to David Aldridge, who is courtside right now. David?
Baron, obviously, they're a good team. You know about Nowitzki, but some other guys hurt you as well in the first half.
Yeah, you know, they hit some tough shots. I thought they got a couple calls went their way, but you know, that's why we got two halves of basketball. And you know, we didn't play that well defensively. We gave up a lot of points, and you know, second half we'll set them down. It's not a problem.
Is the floor a little slippery?
A lot slippery. It's not slippery. It's just don't have no grip. Every time I go to the hole and everybody else's, they seem to slip because there's no traction on the court.
What do you do to keep Nowitzki from getting 40 or 50 tonight?
Just don't let them catch the ball, I guess. Don't let them catch it. We just got to pressure their guards and make all passes difficult to get to him. And once he get it, just crowd him and force him to go to the basket and block his shot.
All right. Thanks a lot, Baron. Back to you, Dave.
Baron, Dave, thank you very much. Well, Sean Elliott says a little soda pop on the bottom of those sneakers. That'll do the trick to take away the slips. At halftime, it's the U.S. by a point, 52-51 over Germany. Let's go to Kevin Frazier. Championships of basketball tonight from Indianapolis, Indiana, all lit up, and it is the very center of the basketball universe. The United States with a 1-point lead over Germany. And let's go to David Aldridge, who has talked with the coaching staff. David?
Well, a couple of things that happened in the first half. They told the players, stop fouling Nowitzki. You know, he's an 85% free throw shooter. He got 12 free throws in the first half. And the other thing is that they got beat up and down the floor off of made baskets, not off of misses. That's just getting out hustled up and down the floor by the Germans. Led to a lot of easy baskets for the Germans.
Germany has scored, in fact, after every United States turnover. That's only 5 turnovers. But that makes your point, David. Starting the third quarter, 10 minutes on the clock, and the USA wins the tip. This game never tied in the first half, and Germany never led. The United States had a 17-5 lead in the first quarter. Both teams shooting well over 50% in the first half. And Wallace gets the first 2 on a dunk to get the United States going.
Great start. Ben Wallace getting an easy one underneath, finishing the way he should.
The United States has never lost to Germany in international play. They're 4-0 all-time against Germany, but have not met them until now since the early 70s. A turnover. Pierce runs the floor. Well, Pierce with 9 in the first half. Here's Finley in and out with a 3. Kept alive by Baron Davis. Pierce so deadly from out there. Nice feed underneath, and it's laid up and in on the pretty shot by number 4 Finley.
A center by great penetration. Paul Pierce doing a great job getting inside the lane, and Finley recognizing the penetration, running along the baseline for an easy one.
11 points for the Dallas Maverick. Dirk with a fadeaway, and he's hot again. He led all scorers with 22 in the first half.
You can't stop that. There's no way to stop a little stop and pop by a 7-footer.
Garris ahead to Dirk, back to Garris, and a steal and a foul in the play. Let's take a look at our first half stats. 8:39 to go here in the third quarter, and as mentioned, both teams shot the ball very well. 56% for Team USA, but Germany kept pace.
And you see Germany fast break points. 4 more points than the United States. That's a shocker, especially with this athletic USA team.
USA out rebounding Germany by 115-14. That was the case when the United States beat Germany in the exhibition 91-73. That was a very close game until 2:19 to play in the fourth when the United States busted it open. Will this game follow a similar script? Well, it's close here, 56-55. Davis running the offense. Back to Finley, who's had a hot hand. O'Neal turns in the lane and got it to go.
Great step through by O'Neal. That's tremendous footwork in the block. And that's the USA establishing an interior presence. Something they need more of.
And he's just 23 years old, but he just completed his 6th NBA season. Remember, he came right out of high school. Eau Claire High in Columbia, South Carolina. Shot from the corner, knocked down by Garris.
And you give anybody in this tournament a wide open look like that, and they have all day to shoot it. That's an easy one for Garris.
And look at this shot, Elliott. That's our first tie of the game at 58.
Scary.
And Germany can take the lead now on the turnover. They throw it away, though. Germany turns it over right back.
They just got a little too happy that time. Chance to take the lead and throws the ball away. Now, contrary to popular belief, fast breaks have to be controlled and they're organized.
Finley feeding Pierce, and it's blocked. He got hit. So Paul Pierce will shoot 2. And the United States has been a dominant team when using NBA players over the years. So dominant, they have never lost in 8 tournaments with professionals. 54-0, 106 points a game. Last night over Algeria by a mere 50. Different contest tonight with Germany.
Oh, he's definitely going to test this, dare I say, young USA team. Real gut check. They don't want to be the first team to lose in international competition.
Pierce makes the pair 60-58. And Marco Pešić will take it up the field. To Femerling. Back it in on O'Neal. Just tossed it up. Tipped. And the United States comes away. Here comes Pierce.
I know the German coaches think Femerling can score down low. I don't think he can.
Pierce can score from out there, though, all day.
And that sunken in three-point line, that's a chip shot for Paul Pierce.
It's 13. 6:50 to go third quarter. Garris looks to answer. Too strong. That was a 2-point effort. Pierce rumbling and spinning all the way through. Stolen away by Germany. Nikolaja throw it away. Back to the United States. And now Davis down the lane trying to jam on Femerling. He didn't get it.
Wow. That's some athletic ability, but you have to get back.
Dirk's 3 is good. 63-61, 27 for Nowitzki.
I don't care what you do. You have to find Nowitzki wherever he is on the floor, especially in transition. He makes a living on trailing the break, finding open spots in transition. Let other guys beat you. Make Femerling beat you.
Finley with a pull-up. Strong. O'Neal keeps it alive. Pierce sets up from 3. Dirk out of the fray. Throws it right to Pierce.
Right now the game just got a tad ragged.
Ragged indeed on the foul. 5:45 to play in the third.
Well, you see Baron Davis attempting to go down the lane, and he elevates here over Femerling. Just mistime that dunk just a little bit, have the height. But on the other end, you have to get back. Dirk Nowitzki finding the open shot in transition, no one near him.
How do you guard him when he can pop out and do that? O'Neal backs in, strong, kept alive by Pešić. Off to Garris, who's now playing with 3 personals. And when you get to 5, you foul out in international play, not 6. Davis hit with a personal. 5:28 to play in the third. It's a 2-point game. Rolando Blackman talking with Henrik Detman, the head coach of Germany. Former Dallas Maverick NBA All-Star, helping out the German team and apparently doing a marvelous job. Maybe too good for George Carlson.
Yeah, a little too good. Come back, Rowe.
Finley with a fake. Working on Dirk. Threw it away. Nowitzki got a hand on it. And Germany is looking to tie or take the lead.
He tried to get a little too creative that time. He had Jermaine O'Neal directly in front of him. He tried to throw the ball back across his body.
Dirk for three. He got fouled. He was hit by Ben Wallace, the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year, who just picked up his third personal foul.
That's a tough matchup for Wallace. They're asking him to play in an area he's not accustomed to. He's not accustomed to playing outside of the paint.
So Nowitzki is about to go to the line, and Germany is looking to tie it up here in the third quarter. The U.S. in a game.
Anything from that as commissioner of your sport?
Oh, we were rooting for that settlement. It's very important that sports be seen as a calming influence in these very turbulent times. So congratulations to Bud Selig, Don Fehr, and the owners and the players.
Commissioner Stern, thank you for your time. Let's go back to Dave and Sean.
Dave, thank you very much. Mr. Commissioner, thank you so much.
And you hear him talking about all these guys are good citizens, but they're outstanding ball players. You can't take anything away from these guys, win or lose. They're all fantastic. And you talk about that guy Reggie, who's sitting out. It's a different game if he's in there. But you just look at this young, talented team that the USA has put together. You can definitely win a gold medal with these guys, there's no question about it. But it's awfully tough just to piece guys together and then make it work.
Germany has the lead for the first time in the game, 64-63. Dirk Nowitzki has 30. Pierce down the lane, lost it, got it back, and he got fouled. Paul Pierce to the line. 4:38 to go in the third quarter.
And that's what I like to see. I like to see that penetration, putting pressure on the interior defense. Not bailing the German team out by launching threes the entire time. Yeah, Pierce penetrating, put Baron Davis in that mix. Finley, the guards and the forwards for the German team, they just don't have the kind of footwork, the quickness to keep these guys out of the lane.
Pierce came up very big in the first round of the NBA playoffs for the Celtics, averaging 30 points a game. A whistle and a foul and a hopping mad number 10, Nissan Nikogbatse, as he picks up his second foul. Blackman and Detman, the brain trust for Germany. And Team Germany up by 1. Sean Marion told David Aldridge at halftime that he's not really terribly concerned with the second half. Eventually the U.S. will pull away. Pierce misfires. Pescic with the catch.
But you can't take that for granted. You have to go out and make it happen. You have to go out there, play tough, hard-nosed defense, don't allow penetration, run the ball, make smart decisions.
Elijah keeps it alive, but 9 seconds on the shot clock and a turnover. Pierce spins. Still going. Feeds Finley. Underneath for 2.
And that's the advantage the American team has. They have the athletic ability to get out and outrun this German team.
That ends a 6-0 German run. And now, here comes the USA again with some steam, up by 1. They have the lead back. Wallace gives off to Davis. He's free for 3, and too short.
I look at these guys, and they're not even in mid-season form. And we talked about it earlier, conditioning-wise. These guys, during the regular season, they're so much sharper than they are now.
Three-pointer and good by Pescic. Marko Pescic, the 6'6" son of the Yugoslavian head coach. And Germany has its biggest lead of the game. It's 2 points.
Yeah, he shot that ball and looked back at the bench like he had it going.
Fake by Pierce, steps back for 3. Wallace has it. Back to Pierce. Undaunted, but blocked away by Okulaja. Back to Pierce spinning, working that lane.
He's just relentless. Paul Pierce is going to score no matter what.
No matter what on that possession. He has 16.
And that's just a guy who has some drive and some determination. He's going to the basket.
67 all. Germany gunning for a major upset in international play, trying to upend the United States in the United States. Femmerling blocked back by O'Neal.
Make Femmerling beat you. He cannot beat Jermaine O'Neal in the paint. That's to O'Neal's advantage. Fimmerling's going to get that offering tossed every second, every day.
Let's look at our American Airlines more room in the paint stat box here. The United States has gone to the line only 14 times, Sean, and Germany 25 times. They made 20.
And that shows you who's the aggressor, who's really working inside the blue area.
Passe off the mark. Babu could not save it. Let's go back and look at the block by O'Neal.
Well, the German coaches think that Fimmerling can score down low. I don't think he can. He's just too slow. He doesn't have the athletic ability to put that ball up over Jermaine O'Neal.
Pierce, free for a second, threw it away. Pesic with it. Germany trying to retake the lead. The United States led throughout the entire first half. Pesic fires underneath. Dirk working, fades, and can't get it. Tip back, and here's Davis.
Yeah, Nowitzki hits that shot. I'm taking off the headset.
Davis drops it in.
That's a beautiful, beautiful move by Baron Davis in the lane. Little hesitation. Again, showing that quickness, that athletic ability that the guys in white have no answer for.
U.S. by 2. Dirk into the corner. Just about a minute and a half to play in the third quarter. Nowitzki wants to shoot it. Has it tapped away. Knocked off Nowitzki. And it will be United States ball. And beautifully played by Ben Wallace as he caught it and tossed it off Dirk Nowitzki's leg.
That just makes your heart so proud when you see guys come out here and give it their all. That time, Ben Wallace doing whatever it takes to keep Nowitzki from scoring.
More basketball coming your way. More international play here from Indianapolis in the World Basketball Championships tomorrow, up against Yao Ming and China. And the 7-5 China Wall will take on the United States at 9 on TNT, Monday at 9. The opponent to be determined also on TNT. It'll be the winner of Russia and Venezuela on Monday. And then on Tuesday on ESPN2 at 9 o'clock, right here from Indianapolis. Conseco Fieldhouse is also serving as the other venue. Look at the numbers on Dirk. 30 against China last night, already 30 tonight against many of his NBA brethren.
And we have another period to go. And believe me, he's going to touch the ball an awful lot down the stretch. Here's Ben Wallace with great hustle play. Knocking the ball away first off from Nowitzki. Stays after it.
And look, Reggie Miller is up, and he's doing the cheerleading and a little refereeing as well. Hey, Reggie, rest that ankle.
Oh, they say, yeah, right.
What's he doing up? Someone's going to have to strap him to that chair.
They should all get up and thank that man, Ben Wallace. This guy has a tough assignment tonight. He's making the most of it. Working his tail off.
Ben Wallace leading the league in blocks and in rebounds, joining Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Walton, and Hakeem Olajuwon as the only players to lead the NBA in those two categories in the same year.
He had an unbelievable year last year. He's so dominating in the paint. Just look at the guy. He looks like he's a statue. Michelangelo couldn't have done a better job.
Here's controls, working on Pesic. Now to Elton Brand, who has not missed a field goal attempt in this tournament till now.
Oh, you jinxed him.
I did, I'm sorry. He was 9 for 9. 1 minute to play in the third. Germany looking to tie or take the lead. They're not going to fade here tonight. Pierce, the Celtic star, nearly lost it, and there was a foul on the reach-in.
Paul Pierce trying to force the action. He's got the ball handling ability, although I would prefer him to give that ball up to Andre Miller, then get it back and return on the break. But you can't fault the guy for being aggressive and trying to make something happen.
So Pierce to shoot. .7 seconds to play in the third quarter. And there is another 10-minute quarter to come. In international play, you play 40 minutes. Pierce has 17 points. He adds to that. and adds to the U.S. lead. They've opened up a little 4-point margin now.
A little breathing room. They need to stop here for sure and finish this period off with a bucket.
It's driving. Dirk fakes on Marion. Now fires. Rebound tap free to Brand. Elton Brand controls. Andre Miller, the point guard. Less than 24 seconds to play in the quarter.
Great decision by Andre Miller to pull the ball back out.
The feed to Wallace. Tapped away. Dirk. And here comes Germany. Ikekbakse with it. Elijah forced it into the body, and it's an offensive foul against Germany. And tried to do a little too much there, forcing it into the paint.
And the USA gets a break. They get a break here because you don't want Wallace taking that shot with so much time left on the clock, giving Germany a shot at a bucket on the other end to close the period out.
4-point lead for the United States. Pierce down the lane, and he got hit as well. He'll go to the line. Paul Pierce really taking over here in the last 2 minutes of the quarter.
This man can play. There's no question about that. People around the country saw him in the playoffs. That's just a nifty move to the basket. He's cutting through 2 or 3 people, a little under-the-leg dribble. There's 3, 4, 5 defenders around Paul Pierce that time. Nice lefty, under control, great balance, strong finish.
New Jersey Nets have plenty of that in the playoffs. He also had 22 against Algeria yesterday. It's 21 in this game. That pass tap. Pierce on it. Has a chance. Gets it off in time. And he got it. That counts. A 3-pointer for Pierce. At the buzzer of the third quarter. The United States up by 10. The steal, and then he unloads from downtown.
And you had a feeling when he caught that ball that it was good. This guy has scary talent. All he needs is a peak of daylight to knock a shot down. Heads up play ball pass by Paul Pierce to come back, recover the basketball, and go straight up with it. Yeah. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
24 for the game. 15 of them came in the third. We watch again to see how he gets it off on the tip.
Yeah, who needs the big names when you have a guy like Paul Pierce? Heads up play, beats Nowitzki to the ball. One dribble to get his rhythm. Right up with it, nothing but the bottom.
Way beyond NBA three-point distance. Pierce drains it. And he's got Team USA up by 10 again. 77-67 over Germany in Indianapolis. The moment of the tournament so far to conclude the third quarter. Now on to the fourth. And we'll see if Team USA can add on to the lead. They really quieted Dirk in that third quarter. He did not get off the way he did in the first half when he scored 22 points.
They did a much better job on him. Not letting him get so many easy looks.
And they try to get it to him, his fadeaway jump shot. Up ahead to Miller, Andre Miller. Lays it in. A fine move, just never quit on it.
Wow, he took that one from the Kiki Vandeweghe playbook. Nice little stop up and under.
USA up by a dozen. And now does Germany disappear after hanging around for so long tonight. A foul as Pescic started to drive. And that'll go against number 6, Andre Miller, the Los Angeles Clipper. Tops in the NBA last season with 10.9 assists per game.
And you tell me how you trade Andre Miller.
You did not admire that deal at all.
Well, I just thought that when you looked at the history of Jason Kidd, Dallas took so long to recover from that trade. Now, Phoenix is going to take a long time to recover from trading that guy. You just don't trade great point guards.
Asher's down the lane. He gets fouled. Stops the clock with 9:12 to go. See if Germany has another run. The last German points came with almost 3.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. And the U.S. on a 14-0 run. Pescic way out there, knocks it home. Way beyond the international line.
You never give the coach's son a wide open look. They can always shoot. Maybe they can't play defense. Maybe they're not athletic. But one thing a coach's son can do is shoot the ball.
And he swings it around to Marion. Baron Davis Off to Sean Marion, right down the lane. And they're not going to count that basket. The foul before the shot. Well, folks, Saturday night, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame will battle the defending ACC champion Maryland Terrapins in the Kickoff Classic. Part of the holiday weekend bash presented by AT&T Wireless. That's Saturday Night Live at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. ABC Sports, the class of college football. John Elliott, Dave O'Brien from Indianapolis and the World Basketball Championships. Marion gets hit. Foul as he started down the lane. 8:30 to play in the fourth quarter. And the United States, which led by just 1 at halftime and was trailing in the third quarter, back up by 9.
Sean Marion coming off a little screen here. Okulaja cannot stay with him. Marion's extremely quick. We talked about him earlier in the telecast. Guy just has unbelievable legs. Doesn't have, super, big legs or anything like that, but the guy can get out and run like a gazelle. And he can jump for days.
Oh, he's got some hops. He showed it off tonight, way above the rim. Davis. Elton Brand out for Davis, who hits the three.
Great basketball by Elton Brand and Baron Davis. Elton Brand doing a great job with the bait dribble, sucking in the double team, finding Baron Davis open on the perimeter.
Rudel out to Dirk. They need him. Down the lane, and he gets swatted away by Ben Wallace. What a block by Ben Wallace.
That's a man block. That's just power. Dirk Nowitzki, great move to the basket. And the great enforcer, Ben Wallace. And Ben Wallace is trying to recover here. That's just raw power.
And then Dirk came back and picked up his third personal foul. Ben Wallace, the 10th of 11 children. Growing up in his family in Alabama, you learn to be tough.
Oh, he's definitely that. He felt like G.I. Joe.
And off to Finley. And the United States starting to look very comfortable. Germany really needs a timeout. 85-70. Team USA by 15. Okulaja missing his shot.
Well, they started their offense inside out. They forced the double teams down low. They sucked the defense in. They tossed the ball back out. You have Finley hitting the big three and Baron Davis doing the same.
For Finley to check it in at midcourt.
That over and back.
Not in the eyes of the men in blue. Sean Marion took it. Baron Davis, quick feed, and it's picked off by Okulaja. And so far, here in the fourth quarter, Dirk has been very quiet. Remains in the game with 3 personal fouls. And the United States leads by 15 points. This was a game about 5 minutes ago.
Just a second ago. And that shows you the explosive ability of the guys in blue. They have tons of talent on this team. It's just hard to put it together in such a short period of time, but they're showing flashes of how brilliant they can be if they have time together.
Now, for a George Karl coach team, and he has experience coaching in Madrid, in Spain for a couple of years, of course, all those years in the NBA, 14 years as a head coach, now the Milwaukee Bucks. Is that good for him? Does that actually work to his advantage to have a short period of time?
That's a good question. I thought, really international ball would fit George Karl's style because for years in Seattle, he used to play that little sneaky zone, disguise it as some kind of man-to-man, but it's really a zone. And he got away with it for years. He talked about bending the illegal defense rules. George Karl's a master.
Finley from the corner, buries the three-pointer. And Germany has to call for a timeout at some point. It's 88-72. And in international play, only the coach can do it, and there's no sign from the bench.
Well, they just had the wind knocked out of them. The defensive intensity of Ben Wallace, Baron Davis, Elton Brand, this team out on the floor right now is coming together.
Davis tried the sneaky pass, and the United States turns it over. 6:42 to go in the game. And now Femerling, 7-foot center, will replace another 7-footer, Dirk Nowitzki, who seemed to run out of gas a little bit in the second half, and he was required to carry them for 4 quarters ran into some foul trouble early in the fourth quarter, picking up his third, and now he's on the bench.
Well, I guarantee you that in the locker room at halftime, there had to be some emphasis placed on Dirk Nowitzki. The guys in blue came out and they responded. They picked up their level of intensity, and they were able to shut them down somewhat in the second half.
Friday Night Fights coming your way next on ESPN2. Another turnover. Finlay, here he goes. Up and in.
Guys in white just don't have any athletic ability to counter Finlay, Davis, Sean Marion. Are you kidding me?
Foul off the basketball, and that's going to go against Germany. And number 5, Anabola Ukalaja. As the United States begins to balloon that lead, 90-72. But Germany played the United States tough as expected until the early moments of the fourth quarter.
And you talk about having one man in a prayer. They didn't have that. They had one man in a rosary. I mean, after Dirk Nowitzki, the drop-off is profound. Considerable.
And off the rim. And here comes Germany in transition. Jay Williams hasn't gotten in yet. The Duke star, the player of the year, two-time All-American, who is originally an alternate. Here's Jay. There's number 12 for the United States.
I don't care if he plays or not. He's gaining valuable experience every day in practice, practicing against, you know, some of the best point guards in the world. This guy's going to be seasoned coming into his rookie year.
Picked by the Chicago Bulls, the 6'2" guard, playing in the Windy City this season. Also, Raef LaFrentz of the Dallas Mavericks has not got any minutes yet, but this time 5:45 left.
Ideally, you'd like to see everybody play. Doesn't always happen.
Stolen away. Davis with a quick hand. Finds Finlay, back to Davis. Tipped away, but kept alive by Finlay.
No, Davis may be afraid to get his footing on this floor since it's so slippery.
Foul on the play, but you saw Paul Pierce right around midcourt. He took the pass after the steal. And every one of the German players, their eyes lit up as if to say, well, who's going to guard him? As soon as he moves across midcourt, someone's got to find him. Right. Immediately, don't they? The way he can shoot it.
Yes, they do. But the way he's erupted, you know, people are reluctant to guard him. It's almost like, hey, you take him. No, you take him. Everybody wants to shy away from the responsibility of guarding a superstar.
Antonio Davis at the line, 6 points. A solid year in Detroit. And you see those little packs, they look like little battery packs on the hip of the referee. Well, the 2002 World Championships are using the precision timing system. It's a new system that links the referee's whistle to the game clock by virtue of directional microphones and a specific frequency for the whistle. It essentially puts the timekeeper's role into the referee's hands. The refs can stop that clock when using that whistle at the speed of light. Davis to run, back for Brand and a stop.
Oh, now it's just getting happy time. It's just time to have fun.
Up U.S. by 21 and all smiles. 93-74 inside 5 minutes to play. And the U.S. about to go to 2-0 in the World Championship. Davis lines up a 3-ball, and that's good.
Wow. He's just letting talent take over. Baron Davis playing around behind the screen, launches a 3 and buries it after giving up a tremendous pass to Elton Brand for the beautiful finish. These guys are starting to get some kind of rhythm here. Great outlet pass. Baron Davis sees Elton Brand already. Drops it off. Where's the guys in white? Elton Brand with a
rule differences between the NBA and FIBA or the international rules they're playing under. The periods obviously are shorter. There's a backward violation of 8 seconds in FIBA, 10 seconds in the NBA. The three-point line obviously much closer in international league play. And the United States has really used that to their advantage in a major way in the second half.
They've done a great job. You look at that three-point line there, 20 feet, 6 inches. Again, we talked about that. That's a pot shot for some of these guys.
That's the backward violation, 8 seconds for both FIBA and the United States NBA rules.
And you know, coming into this game, I was going to comment on last night, the Americans take 33 threes, and I thought, you know, initial thought was, you know, that's too many shots from the outside. They need to pound it inside more. But a lot of these guys are shooting this three-pointer so effortlessly because it's so close. And 39 inches, a 39-inch difference between the NBA line and this international line is a huge difference.
Friday Night Fights coming up on ESPN2. 96-74. The United States comfortably up by 22 as we're late in the fourth quarter. And a game that was much, much closer than that. At halftime, 1 point, the United States lead. Pierce short on a three-pointer. But he's had a big night for Team USA. Go back to his shot right at halftime, which got the United States a three-pointer at the buzzer. And that was the play of the night so far. Dirk Nowitzki has had a terrific night, 30 points, but in the second half he has been quieter.
His arms are probably a little tired. And his shoulders from carrying the rest of his German teammates.
He has 8 in the second half after 22 in the first.
You know, you just couldn't expect him to keep that kind of pace up. If this was a regular season and the guy had, you know, a month of training camp and he had lots of games under his belt, it's a completely different story. But the same goes with the American players. Well, these guys look like they're in exhibition game shape.
So the United States moving on to play China tomorrow night. And to get another look at Yao Ming, the 7'5" Chinese star who was in foul trouble most of yesterday's game against Germany and got pushed around a little bit, but he also played very well against the United States in an exhibition out on the West Coast before this tournament started. Finley lets fly a three-pointer. U.S. crashing the boards and coming away with a rebound and a new shot clock.
They're in total control right now.
It's been that way throughout the fourth quarter.
I think it's a good time for these guys. You know, they got a comfortable lead. They get to work a lot more together on the court. This is a team that's really blown it open for them.
Tipped up no good, and Dirk comes away with it. When you look at a run in the last 3 minutes here. .245 left, and it'll be the United States ball. The U.S. in Pool C. There's 16 teams in the tournament. All but the host team has to qualify. And the team's divided into 4 pools, A, B, C, and D. The top 3 teams advance to the next round, and then so on until all but 2 are eliminated. The title game on September 8th. That's the gold medal game. And the United States on its way. Here inside the RCA Dome, and let's get a look at our above the rim play of the game. Let's go back right before halftime at the buzzer. This is Paul Pierce after the inbound play was tipped, and he scurried in to get it.
Oh, heads up play here. The Germans trying to get creative with the inbounds play. Great deflection there by Sean Marion. Pierce picks up the ball. Nice lob at the basket, and you have to realize that came after he went to the line and converted on the three-point play. He comes back, he scores 6 straight points, and that's just one of the many stellar plays by Paul Pierce tonight.
His numbers very similar to last night as Rudel tried to steal it away and deflects out of bounds. So Pierce has come up in a major way for the United States. Big third quarter. Seemed to get himself going with that amazing three-pointer before the halftime buzzer, and really exploded in the third. The United States pulled away to build a 20-point lead. Now, there were many, Sean Elliott, around the international community who felt the United States was vulnerable. Remember, the United States beat Lithuania by just 2 points at the Olympics in Sydney.
Right.
And in 2001 at the Goodwill Games, Brazil took them to overtime. So there was that feeling that the U.S. was sort of teetering on the brink and ready to be upset.
Well, the other team could definitely play them close. There's no question about it. We saw what kind of effort Germany could put forth for 3 quarters. But when you start looking at talent, when we talked about it early on, when we talked about the gap closing, yeah, the gap is closing, but it's not closing as quickly as people think. These other international teams, they have their very best players here. They've been together for a long time. They have a designated coach. We change coaches every competition, different styles, different philosophies, different players, and we still manage to come out. Now, we put our very best players on the floor. It's a completely different story. You'd see just how enormous that gap is. Although, like we said, the rest of the world, you know, they are making strides.
And yet, with a win tonight, since the U.S. started using NBA players, the United States will be 55-0 in international competition. 34 points for Nowitzki. But most of those came in the first half. Finley works into the paint on the bounce pass. Tossed up and in by Brand. Elton Brand for 2.
Wow, that's a pretty left hand by Elton Brand. Using those long arms, and that's just a beautiful touch shot over Nowitzki.
Brand won the gold medal at the 1998 Goodwill Games while playing for Duke as a Blue Devil. And at 45 to play. 98-81 here. Coming up on the 92nd mark in Indianapolis. And the U.S. about to go 2-0 in Pool C. The top 3 teams in each pool, and there are 4 teams in each, advance on to the next round. Friday Night Fights coming your way next on ESPN2. Following the World Championships of basketball here in Indianapolis.
Yeah, that last time down the floor, Sean Marion showing you his ability in the block.